Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Rose Campbell. Effective May 1, the National Housing Trust will increase the limit for loans by $1 million, raise the ceiling for construction loans, and reduce interest rates for all contributors. This was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during his contribution to the budget debate. Today we're looking at these new benefits with the NHT Board Chairman, Lennox Channer. Welcome to the program, Mr. Channer.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good. Let us start with the construction loan. What exactly is a construction loan and what does this entail, the new benefit?
Okay, thanks. Well, we at the NHT, our dedicated board and our diligent and hardworking staff, we have witnessed an increasing demand for and growth for housing. And we have responded and listened to the call for access to more affordable housing solutions from our contributors. And with this, because we realize the importance of, and can acknowledge and truly appreciate the importance of owning your own home. So the increase in the construction loans and increase in the limit and the increase in the construction loan amount is designed to spur on growth. So the increase in the construction loan is, we're trying to get more persons based on that just to do more, to invest more in their own home. And for the construction lot is in building out our schemes, we saw where there are a lot of lots that are not started quickly. They're languishing quite a bit. So with this now and with this design and this tweak, whereas before you probably could get on average about 2.5 million to start building, we've mirrored it in terms of what it would cost to build a 2-bedroom townhouse in that same scheme, which would increase your amount that you have accessible for financing by probably 3 times. But we have held certain caveats to it, where persons have to start building within 3 years.
Right. Tell us about the other criteria.
The other criteria
for the loan, for this benefit.
Well, anyone who can access an NHT loan can benefit, any contributor. So persons have to be between 18 and 65. Local persons have to have contributed for 52 weeks of the year with 13 weeks consistent. And if someone is overseas, they have to contribute for 2 years, with the last year being a consistent amount. And just be up to date with their contributions in terms of what their employer is giving to them.
So persons would have had to get already a serviced lot,
right,
and wanting to build their house.
Right, so they would have had to apply to be a part of a scheme, whether or not you want NHT to build a house.
It has to be an NHT scheme.
It has to be an NHT scheme or an NHT guaranteed purchase program scheme. Yes. All
right. Okay. You also the benefits now. Persons who are earning $15,000 per week are now entitled. Before now it was $12,000 weekly. Tell us some more about that.
Well, there are 2 things there. So for persons now who were before earning $12,000 per week and we've increased the band up to $15,000 per week in terms of persons who can now access a 0% mortgage. In addition, there's a home grant which we offer up to $2.5 million. Those persons now could access it now up to $15,000 can access it per week.
So persons who before now earned $12,000 per week would have a 0% loan.
Correct.
And now that's moved up to persons earning 15.
Correct.
So that's a lot. That's a big benefit there. There's also been an increase in the loan limit, generally.
Right. So that has moved from now increased by 18% from 5.5 million up to 6.5. And that's also just to spur the growth and give persons that much more that they can borrow. And this is just to drive that additional feature that you may want to put on your house, an extension. Whatever the case may be, that can be done with $1 million. But we're trying to just make sure persons come in and know that the NHT is there for them to start this process.
And just to go back again, persons would need to have been, how long does it take for somebody to become entitled to a loan?
It takes a year, effectively, where persons, once you're contributing for up to a year and 13 weeks before you apply for a loan, has been consecutive contributions, then that person can qualify.
Can you talk to us a little about the loan process?
Well, the loan process involves, there's schemes that we advertise. So persons would have to realize which scheme they want, apply for the scheme. We have a point system wherein persons would apply along with many other persons, and we'd apply points.
Do we still have the point system?
It's, I might not be calling it the right name, but it's a system we use where it's used to assign, hopefully randomly, it should be, well, it is random, to persons rather than in the past where persons felt it wasn't fair and certain persons were getting the schemes and they never had a chance. So we designed something where it's very equitable and anybody can win a slot.
And once you have all that is asked of you,
right,
you are entitled, you will get it, or is there that you give 10 people this time, 10 another time?
Well, persons apply. So based on that selection process, those persons who are, so if 60 persons apply and we only have 10 to give, then we'll have to use the system and tell those persons who are successful you won, or those persons who weren't, you'll have to try again for another scheme. And we're building quite a bit. We're rolling out 8,000 solutions next year, so, or starting and handing over 8,000 solutions next year. So that will give persons more opportunities to find their own home.
You're watching Get the Facts, and we're talking about NHT benefits with Board Chairman Lennox Channer. We'll be back right after this with more information.
If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue. So no make water settle in open container. For them we read up under the danger. Usher them out, run them away. Zap them with the zapper and down them with spray. Use mosquito net and mosquito screen. Protect your household, now make them come in. If you no want pop down and fenke, you fi burn mosquito and run with dengue.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're discussing benefits under the NHT. And before the break, Mr. Channer, we were talking about the increase in the loan amount to 6.5. If two persons were to join, they would be able to get 13 million for the same property.
Correct. They could join together and get 13 million.
All right.
Join their benefits.
That's definitely a good benefit. Let's move on now to the interest rates. Right. It's now lowered by a further 1%. Talk to us about that.
Well, in keeping with the parliamentary tax breaks and giving back, we also felt that persons could do more with their savings from having a lower mortgage payment to make. So
how much more is 1%?
1% can range for individuals from 3,600 monthly to 10,000 monthly.
Yes, yes.
And we felt that that's a good place to start in terms of persons having that much more savings that they can do more with. And it's across the board. Naturally, there may be some situations where not everybody gets the 1% reduction.
Tell us about that.
It would be on a case-by-case basis. So there may be cases where, for example, persons aren't servicing their loan in an adequate fashion, or there may be certain moratorium issues in terms of, but it's generally across the board, but there may be a case-by-case basis where someone is not entitled to it.
Yes, but if you're servicing your loan and you're doing that very well,
right,
but you make a case for this 1%, for the 1%, it will be looked at.
It will be looked at. We do have our committees that consider these things. So, and our customer and relations committee is one that would focus on that, but it would be looked at.
Yes. Let's talk now about the other initiative, which is the NHT Intergenerational Mortgage Program.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, we're very excited about that one. And the plan is for it to be a 60-year mortgage. It's for our schemes that we have. We're earmarking possibly 10% of those within those schemes maximum for the product. It's a case where the person can then appoint a heir or successor for that property. So if someone is close to retirement, say 20 years from retirement, they can take up a mortgage and then they can appoint someone, or I guess someone who would inherit the property from them. And just to use an example, and we've been using names a lot in terms of parliament, say Miss Pam, for example, is a helper, and she earns $12,000 per week. She has 3 children, ages 10, 12, and 15. currently, Miss Pam could only access a loan of $2.4 million for 15 years, and the home grant, in addition to the home grant of $2.5 million, she could then reach up to $4.9 million. Generally, our housing solutions are, a two-bedroom townhouse, for example, costs maybe $12 million. So you can see the gap that she would want, wherein she would want to comfortably house her 3 children. Under the intergenerational mortgage, she now has access of up to $9.6 million over 60 years, in addition to the home grant of 2.5. That can then put her to 12.1, giving her that much more access, ability to access a 2-bedroom house that can, naturally, as you can expect, 3 children would feel a lot more comfortably in. And then now, her being, say, 55 and then close to retirement, what she can then do is appoint one of her children who, say, age of retirement for her is 65, who would have gone to 20, 22, 25 years of age, who would probably be working, can now take over that loan. The house is transferred to them. Miss Pam stays in her house. The children get that equity, and they can fix up the house with permission from the NHT, naturally. Once we're still joint owners of the home under the mortgage program, but that would be a lot more beneficial. So we're very excited about the product and the flexibility it gives our contributors.
As you mentioned, fix up the house. How does one go about applying for that loan, which is an additional sum to add on or to improve?
Well, you come in and you apply. It's as simple as that. So once you meet the criteria and your credit is sufficient enough that you can take on an additional loan, you come and apply and we'll consider it.
Another question. Tell me, if I'm 60 and I retire at 65.
Which you're not.
And I retire at 65.
Right.
Can I get a loan at 60?
You can.
And have my children under this program?
Which is why we've designed it. So you can have it. You can say you service the loan for 5-10 years.
Yes.
That 5-10 years would be how long your portion, your responsibility for that intergenerational mortgage would be, which would then pass on to your children. For 60-year mortgage, that stretches out the loan term longer, so the payments are a lot easier to make. So they can see the benefit immediately. But yes, it's also designed so older contributors can own their own home.
Very good.
It's never too late.
Yeah. But you have other benefits, though, that are already in place that we might not know about. For example, we help persons with disabilities. Tell me about that.
We help persons with disabilities, and we're also looking about refurbishing quite a few social homes, so where persons with disabilities are housed. So that's part of our social contribution back to Jamaica that we're doing as well. And we also have loans with disabilities. We have loans for shutters, loans for solar power.
Loans for shutters.
Hurricane shutters.
Hurricane shutters, yes.
And solar powered roofs and various other things. So our website has all the information, and persons can go and make a call to the NHT. Persons can reach out to me, which happens quite a bit. Any way that you feel that you need more information.
For those of us who don't remember or don't know, tell us how can we reach out to the NHT?
Well, the NHT, the website is nht.gov.jm, and the telephone number is 1-888-CALL-NHT, I believe. But Google search NHT, it's there.
And everything is on your website.
The building is right beside Emancipation Park. You can come there. We have a branch there to service persons, so we're very accessible.
And as we wrap, we want to remind persons who are not paying loans or anything, who contribute to the NHT, that they can get a refund every year.
They can get a refund every year. It's 7 years for the past, there's a 7-year gap, naturally, that you can get the refund, but every year you get your refund. We have it where you can apply for it on your phone, on your tablet, online, and we try to pay it over to contributors as quickly as possible without any hitches.
And that can be done online, as you said, yes.
Everything.
Yes. Okay, this has been Get the Facts, and we've been talking about the benefits, the tremendous benefits under the NHT. And our guest was Lennox Channer, who is a board chair of the NHT. Thank you so very much for watching. I'm Rose Campbell. Until next time, take care.